The Rays take on the Dodgers game 1, and that's going to be an 8:09 p.m. Eastern start time in the World Series. Dodgers are the $1.80 favorite, total 7.5 runs. We're 3-1 in our last 4 MLB tier package plays on patreon.com/BrockPage. We're also 3-0 in our last 3 extra daily picks on that site as well. And access to that extra daily pick costs just $2.99. We have over 790 members signed up and active on my Patreon website. And if you want to join those folks and get in on the action, link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. Now the Rays are plus $1.50 for an upset win in game 1 here. And if you like them catching the 1.5, they're minus $1.45, getting the job done on the run line. Now Tyler Glasnow is getting the nod here tonight for the Rays. Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers. Now let's go ahead and break down the total for this one real quick. And as a matter of fact, we're actually seeing significant movement downward on this total. A lot of shops actually opened this one at 8 on the dot. And as a matter of fact, we did not only see this one move down to 7.5, this total is also still juiced to the under as well. We're seeing the 7.5 juice 20 points toward the under. So overbettors can catch even money at most spots right now. So if you're looking for value here and you're an overbetter in this one, you may want to strike while the iron's hot. And if you're an underbetter in this one, I wouldn't look for this one to climb back upwards. I think that 8 number is cooked. So unfortunately, 7.5 is probably going to end up being your best number. But if you're waiting for value, you may just want to wait for this one to either dip down to 7, because that's a definite possibility, or maybe look for a little buyback on the price point. But regardless of all that speculation, when it comes to the actual total in this one, 8 out of Tampa Bay's last 9 ball games stayed under the total of 7.5 runs. 66% of their contests also stayed under the official posted total when they bat first for the entire season. And in their games that kicked off at that 7.5 number this year, they went 8-5 to the under. Now, Tyler Glasnow's on the bump here for the Rays. 2-1 in the postseason, 25 strikeouts. Glasnow is also officially 4-1 on the entire season, both regular and postseason. And he's got a very impressive 91 strikeouts in just over 57 innings of work. He also has a season-long whip of just 1.13. And of course, on the other side of things, Clayton Kershaw, well, you should probably know his resume, even if you're not a regular MLB bettor. He's 2-1 in the playoffs with a 3.32 ERA and 23 strikeouts. He's also 6-2 for the entire season with an impressive 2.16 ERA and a .84 whip. So on paper, it looks like we should have ourselves a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. The Dodgers saw nearly 64% of their contests this season stay under the number when they bat second. Now, when it comes to selecting an outright winner in this one, the case can certainly be made for both squads. Dodgers have the best record in baseball. They also average nearly 6 runs a game, and they do rank in the top 3 in fewest runs allowed per contest. Meanwhile, on the other side, on the Tampa Bay side of things, they win nearly 61% of their ball games when they bat first. And they also finished the 2020 regular season with the most wins in the American League. They also have a red-hot Randy Arozarena, who's batting .382 in the postseason with 7 homers, 10 RBI, 11 extra base hits, and 47 total bases. Therefore, with all those factors in mind, if you want to find out who I think is going to get the job done on the sides, today's game is being featured as my MLB tier package play on patreon.com/BrockPage. Link for that site is in the description section below. So with all that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and lean toward my MLB tier package play on Patreon and the under 7.5 runs in that ball game.